Hello people and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today's topic is a very touchy one. It's a testy one. Anytime I have to talk about race or racism, it's always a touchy subject. It's the kind of videos that I post that gets a lot of thumbs down, and it's the kind of videos that I post that gets a lot of commentary, which I do like. Unfortunately, for most people who comment and give thumbs down are people, no, let me rephrase that. For most people who give thumbs down and no comment are people, in my opinion, who just want that subject to be untouched, swept under the carpet, stop talking about it, it doesn't exist, blah, 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 blah. And for the rest of my commenters, I truly appreciate you guys, whether you give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Why am I talking about this subject? I honor and respect all of my subscribers. And one of my subscribers recently shot a message over to me which read, "For most white people, it is really impossible for them to see past race. Your thought?" So I thought I would answer my subscriber by doing a video and allowing the rest of my subscriber to pitch in their opinion and with comments. So to address that message from my subscriber, I will first say two things, which I think is important. It's kind of a semi-disclaimer. So the first thing I'm going to say is there are a whole lot of white people in the world. And when we say white people, I'm talking about people who are not black and not Hispanic. Anything else outside of that I'm aware of are white people. So there's a lot of white people in the world, and it's very hard, and it would be unfair for me to say all of those white people cannot see past color. So that's my semi-disclaimer. I can't speak for all, but what I can speak for is the majority that I've encountered. The second thing that I want to say before I get into this topic today is that if I'm going to be fair, we all see color. We all see a person, if that person is white, if that person is black, if that person is Asian, if that person is Latino. We see it. Why? Because we have eyes. We see color. We're not colorblind. But the term see past color, for most of you who may not understand it or trying to interpret it your own way, I'm going to interpret it my way so you understand what I'm actually commenting on, what I'm actually challenging. Seeing past color, in my opinion, means after one realizes that another human being is of a certain race, can that person maintain the ability to treat that person just as human, just as how he would treat himself or herself. So seeing past color is when a person is able to treat another human being as an equal human being despite his or her race. So when my subscribers say it is impossible for most white people to see past color, what he actually means is that in his personal experience, most white people that he's encountered has found it to be a task to meet him, greet him, get to know him, and just see him as a person and not as a black person or not as a non-white person. So my thoughts on that, my thoughts can only be from my personal experiences. And my personal experiences include white people who have met me, and in my opinion, I feel as if they treated me just as I am, you know, just as a person and not necessarily because I am black. But if I'm going to be fair, that kind of splits down the middle, because I've met white people, I've acquainted myself with white people where I can tell that I'm treated a particular way because I'm black. And in my personal experience, that doesn't necessarily mean bad treatment. So not seeing past color don't only attract a negative treatment to the non-white person. Sometimes it attracts a positive treatment, or you could say an over positive treatment, because there's been cases where I see where people invite me to events or to parties or to meet a particular friend or a relative of theirs, and I can tell that I'm being used as a bragging rights. I'm being used as I'm a black friend, I'm a black acquaintance, and this particular person wants that particular white person to know that, hey, look, I've got black friends. So I've been treated in that area. So in that case, I would say my friend did not see past my color. On negative experiences, there have been experiences where you may have applied for a job and you may have ticked all boxes and you realize that the job was given to someone who was less educated, less qualified than you are. In that case, you can see that that particular white person didn't see past your color. Unfortunately, a lot of reasons why a lot of white people don't see past color is because of media, whether that is mainstream media or social media. Most races, including the black race, get stereotyped. Considering that I'm black, I will tell you some of the stereotypes that surround us as black people. We are aggressive human beings. We are likely to break laws. We're likely to not pay our bills. We're likely to have 100 different baby mamas, and we're likely to abandon our family, and we are likely to be aggressive womanizer. That's on the male side of things. On the female black woman, considering that there are females, their reputation is a little quaint compared to the male, but still as negative. They are seen as most likely to break the law, most likely to lie, most likely to steal. They're seen as aggressive, they're seen as non-educated, and with the least ambitions to want to be something in life. So black people are portrayed to be the dead weight of society, the people that want the handout. Okay, so that's my take on what influenced most white people's opinion of black people. A lot of white people, I don't know about now, but I know about in the 90s. Now I live in Europe. When I lived in the United States of America, I've met white people who have never met black people before. I was the first black person that they've met. Come to think of it, even when I lived in England, I met white people who have never met black people before. And they had their own stereotype. They had their own views of us. We are negative. Our music is always about murder, murder, kill, kill. Black people music is not really music because we didn't go to music school or we didn't study an instrument, you know. So if you don't do it the white man's way, it tends to be against the law. And then let's not forget that there are the white people who like the idea of slavery. The idea of slavery created a color chart where it showed white as most powerful and black as least powerful, and white as purest and black as most flawed, negative, evil, dirty. So that stereotype, that chart, which in my opinion was upside down. Of Of course it's upside down. I mean, let's think about it. For all my white people out there, bear with me and try, if you can, to see where I'm going with this. Of course, the chart is upside down. Black, take away human beings. Let's just talk about colors. Let's talk about paint. Black is more of a stronger color, and all other colors are derived from black. So therefore, back to human beings, black, we are the more genetically powerful human beings. We are the more genetically stronger human beings. And it goes down in the chart. So from black to brown to yellow to white. And that's how strength works. So because hundreds of years ago, some white European men sat around a table and decided that they were going to go to Africa and dominate or take advantage of the Africans' welcome or kindness and just rule them without them knowing. And by the time they knew, it was too late. White people until this day are likely to be in a more financial, better off status than black people, than any other color. And a lot of white people like the world that way. They like it to stay that way. And for that reason, black people are resented and black people are seen as a threat if they shape themselves up in any type of ambition to be wealthy or to break the mold of what white people had set in place for them. So you have those white people that have a problem with black people. They can't see past the color because in their head, you are supposed to be less fortunate than them. You're supposed to be lesser human than them. So again, that is history. That is inherited behavioral pattern that some white people have adapted to. You know, I don't really blame them, because if you're born in a rich family or if you're born in a rich race, so to speak, by all means, you'd want to protect that despite how your race or how your family became rich. That's all you know. You were born into privilege and you would not like to see that privilege threatened. So in that case, I don't really blame those white people who cannot see past color. I understand that black people were the first one quick to say kumbaya, why can't we all just get along, let's hold hand, let's share the world evenly. It will never happen. The template has been set by slavery, and who knows what happened before slavery. So there are those white people that can see past color for that reason. Let me see what else. Black people, let me try to balance this scale. There are some black people that can see past color, and the reason why we can't see past color is pretty much the same reason why white people can't see past color. There are black people that still hold the ideals of, you know, how what went down in the slavery era, and there are black people who inherited the resentment of that. So when it comes to do business with a white person, there's usually that mistrust because we just can't see past color. However, there are a lot of white people that black people do trust. There are a lot of white people that black people cohabit with. I mean, shout out to all my interracial marriages and relationships, you know, where different races blend. How many of those relationships see past color? I would hope that at least 90% see past color, because you're dealing with matters of the heart here. In Asia, I heard that for an Asian woman, I think Chinese woman, if a Chinese woman marries a white man, it gives her status. So in that case, in China, Asian, they don't see past color, because if a black man should approach a Chinese woman, she would notice that he's black, he won't give me any status, so I'm going to work with a white man. So that is not positive and that is not negative. It's just a thing. In Korea, I hear that most Korean women goes for black men over white men for whatever reason. So keeping it on seeing past color, it's not always a negative thing. So there are white people who want black friends for the purpose of image. There are black people who want white friends for the purpose of image. There are black men that want a white woman for the purpose of the kind of baby they are likely to have. And you have white women who want black men for the very same reason. And then there is the whole long-standing love. You know, there are people who just fell in love with each other despite the color. But I understand what my subscriber was saying, but being fair, there are millions, billions of white people around the world, and depending on the country and the culture of those white people, it's very hard to just say white people don't see past color or most white people don't. If you're in a particular country, maybe you could say most white people of this particular country, most white people of that particular country. Because based on media and stereotype news that comes into an individual circle, the influences, based on the influences, it impacts human beings different. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you feel about white people can't see past color, or a particular race that can't see past color. Do you buy it, or do you buy the most white people can't see past color? It is best one share their own personal experience, because like I say, there is almost not quite 200 countries in the world, and I believe every single country of the world has white people, and it's very hard to just say white people can't see past color or most white people can't see past color. Anyway, people, as you know on my channel, I appreciate agreement and disagreement, thumbs up and thumbs down, because at the end of the day, people, each one teach one. We've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. Other ways that you can support this channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. But the most important way to support my channel is to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future uploads. The third way to support this channel is to go to my Teespring account and purchase in any of my merch. And the fourth way that you can support this channel is joining me on Patreon to give me a contribution to help me to do what I do here on YouTube. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys for checking out my video, and ask that you continue to join me, ENT Sabas, here on YouTube to see where my journey takes me. Until next time, peace.